Jay Stunnell here. Today I'm talking to you about shipworms, also called naval shipworms. But this is what you see, like if you've got a dock or something like that with pilings and you have to replace it. Many times it's because you've got shipworms. And you'd probably be surprised to know that these are not actually worms. These are clams. So they're a mollusk that feed on the wood. And look how dense they are here. They can really just do some crazy damage. You know, pirates used to hate these things because they would chew their ship up and their ship would sink. You know, so these things have been known for a long time to do a lot of damage. They're found worldwide, and their habitat is submerged wood. So you're not going to find these up on your pilings, you know, above Coast Guard. You're not going to find these like above the water, unless it's like there's tides or something like that. You might be able to find them like that. This is obviously a log that had washed up, and I find this pretty often where I'll find an old log washed up. It might have some gooseneck barnacles growing on it or something like that. But if you look real close, you'll see all these little white tubes on there. And so the shell actually drills the hole into the wood, and it has this calcareous secretion that it lines that hole with, and then so that's the tube that you're seeing. The females spawn 4 times a year, and they can release up to 5 million of their larvae. So imagine that. You see how many are on here? 5 million each. That's pretty productive. They don't only just feed on wood. They have cilia that come out, and that's what helps them, you know, bring in food. But not only the wood, but also plankton. They can feed on plankton that are coming by that are sucked into their siphon. Some of their predators include snails, bacteria, and humans. And their native Australians are known to eat these shipworms. Now there is a benefit to having these out there. These break down old wood. And so, you know, if these weren't out there, you know, we'd probably have piles of wood everywhere. It also creates holes that other crustaceans can live in. So it's actually creating habitat. Now, there's probably more negatives than there are positives. I don't know, but I'm thinking in terms of like humans, because pilings are expensive. You know, it's ship damage. So there are some of the older ships still have wood in them. Gates and piers, you know, all kinds of, any kind of wood structure that's underwater is going to be susceptible to these. Now, how do you prevent the damage? Well, you can use something other than wood to create your piers and docks and things like that. Or use geotextiles to be able to wrap around the outside of them so the mollusks can't get into them. Okay, well I guess that's it for this episode of Beachcombing. Hopefully you learned something new about the shipworm, and we'll talk to you on the next Beachcombing. Thanks, bye.